You just got debated. Debated. You guys ready to talk about fun ideas for live streams?
I am.
I am so excited to have fun.
I am ready also to have fun. Press money button. This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
Today's daily drop: how to make your live streams more fun. And luckily for you all, I am actually joined by the king of fun, Andrew Perrin, and professional good time haver, Andrew Wall. Gentlemen, good morning.
Ha ha ha! Having a great time over here, chaps. Cheers to all of you. Fun live streaming in order today. Ha 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 ha!
I don't know if I call myself the king of it, but that's a really generous of you, Ross. I'm actually here to figure out what I can do better to have more fun on my streams, and hopefully you guys all find the discussion helpful for your streams as well. So I know, AWOL, you have like a bunch of examples of creators from Facebook that are doing a good job of this. So let's go through what they're doing that's great, and maybe we can pull some ideas from there.
That sounds fantastic. I'd love you to pull up some examples on the screen, and let me go ahead and transition over to that scene without playing the animation in your face. How do you guys like the new graphics, by the way? So let's pull up the screen. Boom, there it is. Ginge Dad. So obviously he's a redheaded dad. But the first thing that we wanted to talk about is your curb appeal and people being able to see if you have a fun stream, which your stream should be fun in some capacity. Be able to see it at a glance that it is fun, and they're going to see exactly what they're going to get in terms of fun as soon as they tune in. And Ginge Dad is that. So obviously he's a redheaded dad, and he's got these entertaining looking suspenders. He's got the entertaining bow tie. He's got the controller there. He's got a killer avatar, killer branding. And if you look down at his actual stream and go ahead and just play one of his clips there, Perrin, he is branded exactly like the avatar, right? He's got the orange bow tie on. He's got the suspenders on. He's even got the orange gamer chair on to just double down on this Ginge factor. Look at his fun animations. The point of bringing him up as an example is that if you are branded with your avatar, with your banner, with the way that you look during your live stream, with everything looking super fun, looking super entertaining, just before someone clicks, they know they're in for a fantastic time as soon as they click your live stream. And so this isn't just about fun in your live stream. It's about giving people the impression that they're going to have fun before they come in. Similar to when you're driving up to Disney World, the big gates there with all the characters and everything. You know that you're going to have a good time before you go to Disney World. And that anticipation of you're about to have fun makes people have more fun when they actually get inside to the party. You know what I mean? It's like hearing the booming music outside of the party before you get in, hearing people like laughing and having a good time at the party before you actually get into the party. You're gonna have way more fun the second you walk in the door because it looks like it's gonna be so much fun. And look, Ginge Dad does that. And look, he's silly during his live streams. We can talk about more in this live stream, but branding is super, super important. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, have you seen other examples of folks that are doing fun branding for their live stream or have that kind of fun curb appeal? And what sort of impact do you think that has on just how much fun people have during your stream? Because you want to retain your viewers, right? You want to entertain your viewers, and the more they're entertained and the more fun they have with you, obviously the more money they're going to give you to help you go full time as a streamer.
Yeah, I guess it depends what you're looking for as a viewer, but I definitely think the branding is the first step. But then you also have to deliver on the branding. Like you set an expectation here, and I think Ginge Dad does a good job of delivering it. I think he's actually being silly for the automated thumbnail here for Facebook, because I've done this before in the beginning of streams, so I know what he's doing. But all of his branding is consistent, and it delivers on the idea that he's branding himself as. If you were to try to do like great branding that shows that you're funny, but then it ends up being kind of a serious like try hard stream, that wouldn't work out well, right? So you have to follow up on it. Let's take a look at Kingslayer, because I think one of the things is like not all of us are super funny all the time. There's a lot of creators who just want to do like that chill stream, right? I think I see that all the time. Like the title of the stream is like chill stream, and I don't think that works particularly well, but I think it could work well if you branded it right and you treated it right. But yeah, we can talk about that a little bit more, but you threw down Kingslayer as an example, because he takes the idea from Game of Thrones, I'm assuming, and makes he has like more of an extreme angle. Like he has like a crazy intro here that really gets you in the spot. This isn't necessarily funny entertaining. It's more like epic entertaining. That's awesome. I guess what do you guys think he's going for here?
Yeah, I mean, he's going for like parody level entertainment, like shut your mouth, bend your knee. It's all about submitting to the king. He's got this animation going on. He's built himself up to be this epic parody of a king character. I mean, it's him walking into the arena. There's crazy music playing. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, and he plays this stupid freaking intro before every single live stream, just glorifying him as like the ultimate king of kings. I mean, isn't this amazing? Like, this is such a funny concept. And
he's got himself on like 3 different banners.
I think that's amazing. It's also realistic how there's nobody in the stands, just like real life. But what he's doing here it's wonderful. It's such a parody. It's almost acting in a way. It's almost theatrical what he's doing here. I mean, obviously he does not take himself this seriously. Obviously this is more of a character that he's playing more than anything. And it's almost got like a not obviously the same, but almost like a Dr. Disrespect feel where he's, playing a character more or less. And I think for that, that can work for a lot of people. If you're able to stay in the character, clearly this intro is building him up. Like he's not going to have any trouble staying in character. Like that's just it. So yeah, I think this is brilliant branding. I think it's obviously paying off for him. And I would like to see his history and see how far he's grown and in what amount of time, because I feel like something like this would take off pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been streaming for a bit on Facebook, and he regularly gets over 1,000 concurrent viewers, so he's quite successful in terms of audience building, and he's doing really, really well from what I can tell, and he's extremely active. So if I were to guess, he's probably Facebook partner, and he's probably being paid by Facebook at this point to be on Facebook, and he is Facebook partner. There's the confirmation, and he probably gets his revenue supplemented by Facebook. If I were to guess, he probably gets I'd say $5,000 a month or so to stay on Facebook, to continue to stream on Facebook, because they want more guys like this on Facebook who are wildly entertaining. So let's review what we've told you so far. Having fun branding with that curb appeal of how fun your stream is going to be, like Ginge Dad, that's one idea of how to get people to anticipate how fun your stream might be if they click. Then once they click, somebody like Kingslayer will play an epic intro before the stream even starts. So, how lame is the stream about to start soon animation with the countdown clock, right? That's the worst. Well, this guy, instead of doing that, he's got a whole epic trailer he has produced to get people hyped for his stream. And so that's idea number 2. Before your stream even starts, even further entertainment and fun. Cool? Then the moment the stream starts, what can streamers do to make those first moments as fun as possible?
For me, what I found, I generally rely a lot on music. A lot of the, and from what I've seen, a lot of the very good medium-sized to larger-sized streamers, especially on Facebook, but this is a thing on Twitch and some of the other streaming platforms too, is having a fantastic intro. Not a stream starting intro, but they will go above and beyond to get something highly produced, and it'll be like a 1 to 2 minute long amazing intro that gives them branding, shows off the character, gets you immersed into the stream and gets you excited. And if you don't have those, what I see creators do is they just engage and with really, really high energy in the first 15 to 30 seconds. And those strategies both work really well. So clearly,
Typical Gamer is a great example of that. If you wanted to pull up a Typical Gamer stream on YouTube, that's exactly what he does, right? The second he goes live, it's, yo guys, Typical Gamer here. In today's episode, we're going to be playing as Hulk and GT. Oh, I am Hulk right now. Like the first 10 seconds, he's like going bananas and having the most crazy fun time you've ever seen on a live stream in your entire life. Like that's what he does when he kicks off streams. He's already in the action. Let me pull him up with just an example. Like the second this stream started, he is just in the game playing in that particular example. And if you go to some of his GTA content, see, look, there he is. He goes, yo, guys, typical gamer here. He's got the big hand gestures. So this is something that a lot of big tubers do when they start their videos, is they will point at the camera when they get started. Let's go, everybody. Here we go. We're going to get today. And you just do like the most attention grabbing things at the beginning of the episode possible with your body. Because if people drop in the first handful of seconds, see him looking at, he's literally doing the fingers. He's like, you guys got to be ready for this one. Let me hear you say it in chat. They're Macho Man Randy Savaging. Oh, let's go, guys. All he's doing is just looking at the battle pass or whatever for Fortnite. But he's like, are you guys hyped? I'm moving my hands everywhere as much as I possibly can. So those first 30 seconds are so critical, guys. The first handful of seconds are critical. So the moment you hit go, point at the camera, tell them exactly what you're going to do. Get that energy up to a 10. It doesn't matter if your arms are moving around crazy. It's better if they are. People are going to stay there if you do that, if you put everything you've got in those first handful of seconds. If your stream is more chill after that, that's fine. But those first seconds, you got to grab their attention and let them know you are trying to get their attention. You care about their attention and you're going to retain their attention. I mean, look at typical gamer. Look at the way he's moving his arms around. He's like, yes, you guys right here. Let's go. He's not just saying like, hey man, come join me for the stream. Like we're going to do this together and everything's going to be all right. He's saying, you guys join me, blah, 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 blah. Like the hand movements are like, look at him. He's like, look, no, look at him. We just randomly pulled up this video. This is a best practice that multi-million, and for those of you that listen to the audio, they're like, what the hell is AWOL talking about with these sounds? But multi-million YouTubers, multi-million subscriber YouTubers all do this, where they're just pointing at the camera and they emphasize the words they say as soon as their hands move. And it works. I used to, I knew these huge Brazilian YouTubers in Vancouver that became friends with friends of friends. And that's what they do at the beginning of every one of their episodes. Every single time they come on camera, they're like, yo guys. And they move their finger like 1 inch from the front of the camera. Yo guys. As soon as they start every episode, just to grab your attention, you're like, whoa, holy crap, this person's in my face. So hand movements, hand gestures, and super high 25 out of 10 energy as soon as you start the stream is huge. And when I was a full-time streamer on Twitch about 9 years ago, I would actually start each one of my streams with me yelling, boom, sucker! And I played a nuclear launch animation behind me in the background, behind my green screen when I got started. And it would go, nukes going off everywhere. And I go, yeah! And I would literally scream at the camera for as long as I could until I ran out of breath. And all of my community would type in boom, sucker in chat, and it would go crazy as soon as I started the stream. After that, it was a fairly normal Star Wars stream. But I would do that at the beginning because it grabs people's attention and it's fun, it's entertaining, and it's something that people can look forward to every single time you start. That's already 4 ideas to make your streams more fun. 5 ideas if you include the fun music. What else you got, Perrin? What else you got, Ross? Let's drop more ideas.
It's all about energy. I want to I don't know if this is a separate idea, but like being able to maximize your charisma on stream, even if you're not necessarily a charismatic person. So not just energy with the intros, but having energy throughout your live stream. Because especially on a place like Facebook, where you easily lose people. If you guys have ever watched your concurrent viewership like go kind of crazy during the period of your stream, and if you're going to stream for 5 hours, if 4.5 of that is going to be you just chill, playing and clicking and like staring at the screen, it's not going to work. You have to be able to have energy throughout. So yeah, you need a high energy intro, but you also need to have a system kind of outside of your stream where you're eating healthy, you're sleeping well, and you're maximizing your energy to come in front of a computer and be entertaining for long periods of hours. Facebook's a little bit easier. Maybe you can just do like a 2-hour stream, but still be entertaining as much as possible, or be high energy for as long as you possibly can. It doesn't mean you can't have streams that are lower energy, because that can happen, but like generally speaking, you want to be able to entertain. So you're going to need some energy in order to do that. Another thing that I started getting a little bit more inspired by Ross, our conversations about comedy and trying to think about pre-stream like jokes or fun games that I could play with my audience. So I love streams where the audience trolls the streamer. And I also really like backseat gaming streams where the audience like helps the streamer like learn a new game. They tell them what to do, but then at some point they basically tell the streamer to do the wrong thing, and then they troll them, in which case they debate them, which was a fun theme that I just added recently to my stream. But I love it when you play with these dynamics with your chat and you give them something fun to do that directly impacts the streamer. That way, the streamer is not necessarily completely reliant on the comedy. You get your chat to help you put you into comedic situations that makes everybody laugh.
Yeah, I think that's really important right there. There are some people that don't have problems planning out when to be funny, planning out how to plant jokes within their stream, but that's really difficult to do. And you've got to kind of had some experience in actually doing comedy in that. And that's why we're streaming, not being comedians. The best thing, like what Perrin just said, is let the comedy happen natural. Natural happening comedy, or something along those lines that makes sense, is the most important thing that you can do, because it's very easy to see when someone who is not a professional comedian, who doesn't have practice delivering jokes, when they try to deliver jokes, because they don't have the confidence to go with it. And it usually falls flat. Meanwhile, just like hanging out with your friends and things like that, we all go through these situations where something funny will happen. We'll all start laughing. That's because it's happening naturally. So let natural things happen. Don't sit there and try and plan out funny things to say, because not only because you're under a lot of pressure. If you got people watching you, you're going to be at complete silence sitting there trying to think of something funny to say. It's not beneficial. The best thing to do is just have confidence when you're trying to be funny, and just let it happen naturally. Don't plan out jokes or try to plant stuff. It very rarely works, and it's very obvious what you're trying to do.
That totally makes sense. And if you do want to plant jokes, you kind of need to do cheesy jokes if you're going to do it. So non-gaming live stream with my full-time job with Raging Bull. By the way, this is a freaking amazing intro by King Goliath, and holy crap, this custom animation he's got here for before his streams. Do you guys see this? Holy crap, this is totally...
Yeah, I wanted to show his off because his is particularly good.
Wow, this is amazing.
In terms of setting the scope for his, but it's really, really long, and he's obviously spent a lot of money on it.
He spent a lot of money on this. This is like a $10,000 animation for sure. But
he's got multiple of them too, so...
Oh, that's amazing. So anyway... If you do want to set up jokes, doing bad jokes, popsicle stick jokes, bad dad jokes, things like that, is something that some folks do as a part of my full-time job. I do live streams with my full-time job. And just setting up 3 bad jokes and telling bad jokes can be great. But if you're trying to do actual hilarious jokes and you're not a comedian and you don't know how to do the setup right, like Ross is saying, that's going to come across poorly. So if you want to, you can cheese it. It's easy for anybody to cheese it. And so if you want to insert humor into your stream, do self-deprecating humor and do cheese humor to get things started and to warm up your audience, because the point is to be bad, right? So if you're actually bad, then that'll double down on the concept. Cool. So that's 6 ideas for you guys on how to make your streams more entertaining. Let's dive a little bit more into things like playing with your community. So there's generally there's 2 different types of gameplay and gameplay concepts that people do on live streams. One is somebody's sweating buckets and they're trying to climb the ladder and do ranked and do all of that. And then there's the other type of stream where they're playing with their community and it's just more about fun and shenanigans. So not all of us can be the best at games. Not all of us can be in the top 1% of the top 1% of the top 1%, especially of multiplayer games. You probably don't have the skills, or maybe you don't have the time to become the best. But playing with your community and doing original concepts, or even just fun concepts to play with your community, can go a long way. People that jump in your stream, or jump in my stream, are like, can I play with you? Can I play with you? Can I play with you? Last night, I did a Call of Duty mobile live stream, and I just exclusively played with my community the entire time. And it was great. My viewership was the same as me being a sweaty tryhard and ranked. And I got to do a lot greater variety of modes. I normally only played multiplayer because I was sweating buckets trying to climb the ladder and go to legendary. And instead, this last time, I did Battle Royale, I did Juggernaut mode, I did different playlists, and I just played with a group of my viewers and I constantly swapped them out. And it was a blast. And the viewership was just as high as ever. And I'd say the entertainment was much higher because we were doing it together as a community. So what are your thoughts with that? Sweaty try hard versus playing with your community to increase community and entertainment value.
I've had the same results. In fact, with my community, Friday nights have now become like community nights where we just do 5v5 custom matches in Mobile Legends, because constantly, viewers used to come in my stream and ask for skins. Now they come into the stream asking to play with me in the game every single time. So it's a pretty awesome feeling from the viewer standpoint to be able to participate in the game with the stream. It's such a cool experience. And if you don't really need to always be like the best at gaming. Like that's one way to get to the top. Sure. That's one way to be entertaining. It's one way to get views, but like you said, well, not everybody can be the best. And while you're climbing to the top, maybe, I think you can kind of do both if you want. If you are good at the game, you can take periods of time, like take a day dedicated to your viewers where they can play with you. But then other days you can also maybe try to grind and rank up or whatever the value of that is in whatever game you're playing. But I think it's a safer play to play with viewers because you're not necessarily going to be the best. I know every gamer thinks that they're amazing at video games and they think they're going to be the best, but the truth is
you're not. Most
likely you're not. So there are a lot of people out there who can dedicate a lot of hours to just a single game, and it can be tough. It can be tough to compete with that. So that doesn't mean give up on that if you're trying, but maybe look outside the box on other ways to be entertaining instead of just being the best. I think most people, this goes back to our content values, right? Most people try to be best. They try to be number one, and that is actually the most competitive. That's why, I mean, that's the nature of that, is it's competitive. So you can actually just circumvent all of that and have a totally different stream experience if you want, while maybe still trying to rank up and do those type of things. So I think that's a great point. And creating a specific period that's communicated to your audience where they can play or where they can participate. Facebook with their fan subscriptions has a nice bonus that's specifically supporter only games. So you can actually let people into your games to play with you based on their support of your streams. So you can say like, I'm doing supporter only Sunday streams or something like that. And that way you can entice viewers to support more. So it can directly also tie into your monetization model, which can be super, super helpful if the audience really, really wants to play the game with you.
Ross, I know you do a podcast, Ross, talking about gaming, gaming news, gaming memes. What do you guys do to spice up cast, and what kind of ideas do you have to make things more fun and entertaining?
Well, it sounds like you're cutting out there a little bit, but to answer your question, just to spice it up, and kind of goes back to what you were talking about. I start off the show. I made the mistake of starting off, just chatting, and that never works. You lose everybody immediately. So it's like you said, I start off with the high energy, and I also pre-record. So when I pre-play the podcast back live, I can actually sit there and I can actually engage with people as they're typing questions and stuff like that. And anytime, it's kind of going with what Perrin said, anytime you can establish a relationship or any kind of trust with your audience, you're going to have to work it where you're going to have to do it like person by person by person, but establish relationships, establish friendships with them, and they're going to be more likely to share your content. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want people to share your content. You want people to speak for you. And they're going to do that if you're a good person and you're actually dedicating time. It shows why you're doing it. It shows that you're actually doing it for them as well as yourselves. And there's not a lot of that out there these days. And people want to feel included. That's a big part of why we all tune into these podcasts, why we all tune into these live streams, is to feel included, to feel like we're part of something. And so when you get the opportunity to actually play with somebody else, man, that draws you in. And man, that can really make someone's day and bring them back day after day after day. I think it's absolutely necessary to do exactly what you guys were just saying, and like kind of what Perrin hinted at, like a Sunday supporter stream, something like that. You got to establish that relationships, excuse me.
Absolutely, that makes sense. Okay, so let's wrap things up. Here's all of your ideas we dropped on you today. Having fun branding before they click, having a really fun, epic intro once they actually do click. The second your stream starts and you get on camera, you're going to be high energy. You're going to be throwing your arms out there and doing crazy stuff to get people's attention and to let them know this is going to be a fun stream. once the stream's actually going. Having entertaining music obviously helps quite a bit. Playing with your viewers and doing a fun concept or engaging with them in chat before the stream, that also can help a considerable amount. Doing viewer matches can help a considerable amount. Doing viewer-only events and engagements can help out considerably as well. Having those inside jokes and memes, you have to be careful with those so that you don't alienate new viewers that come in. So you need to do ones that are universal. You need to do ones that are kind of generally funny. And if you want to try telling jokes, do cheesy jokes, do super bad jokes, do self-deprecating humor. The more you kind of beat yourself down as a personality, the more people are going to like you. And the more they're going to think you don't think you're a hot shot and you're just like them. This was just 10 ideas of how to make your stream more fun. You guys need to go do what you need to do. Tag us with your streams, tag us with your clips on Twitter at Digital Drop Pod. Ross Dillon, get us the heck out of here. We got to go. We got to go.
We got to go. This was your daily drop. Full replays. Just go over to YouTube if you missed it. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We will be back tomorrow. Happy creating.
Yes, happy creating. Awkward outro. Self-deprecating humor.